Okay, so are there any questions from any of the other 2 days? Any questions? So if you can hear me, just if you would, for the sake of the recording, just let me know by putting the number 1 in the question box. And if you don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is session 3. Okay, testing. Okay, so if you can hear me, please put the letter Y in the question box. All right, thank you. Very good. Thank you, James. Okay, this is session 3. And tonight we're going to be talking about creating, generating leads and making sales on Warrior Plus with your PLR and creating rebrandable software with it. Now, we do need to make sure that you've done the previous steps. And even if what you're doing is you're following along and you're planning on, executing this later, the things that we talked about in session 1 need to be in place, and they need to be in place so that you know that they're working and that they are functional. And let's talk about them for a second. You want to make sure that you do have a sales page, and we recommend that you are using some kind of page builder and something that looks uniform and attractive at first glance, right? And so basically the benefit of using a page builder is that when you pick a template, it's probably going to be pretty uniform, whatever you put together. And so all you've got to do is put in some writing. You can change some headlines, and you're going to have something that's going to look good on the mobile device. You're going to have something that looks good to people when they first see it. And so that's really the most important thing. You don't want to turn anybody off. You probably have a couple of seconds on Warrior Plus, just like you would have on with any set of internet marketers. We are notoriously disloyal, and we're looking for a reason to click away from your website because we're distracted by a number of different things. So you don't want to turn anybody off. You want to make sure that you have some kind of builder where, again, it looks reasonable when someone makes the first step. Very important. That sales page needs to have exit intent. And so you need to have an exit pop on there so that when people click away from the sales page, in particular the sales page, that they are going to be then shown an offer that you choose. Typically, you want to make sure that's going to be your squeeze page, right? Okay, so you want to make sure that at minimum, right? At minimum, you are able to show your exit intent. So, for example, when I go to your website and then I decide, okay, well, no, I'm not interested right now, and I click away, you need to make an offer to me before I leave, and typically that needs to be your best squeeze page, your very best free offer, your very best offer to give me something that I didn't have before. So if you can, when you're putting this together, I would not use a straight up PLR offer for that. I would take a couple of PLR offers, I'd combine them, and then I'd make my own squeeze page for them. And we looked at that the other day. I'm going to show you one. Now, actually, it's not really necessarily fully fair for me to show you this because this is an offer that I created, but the principle is the same. And it is, let me kind of get to that page. The principle is the same. If you were to try to go and you were to try to find this PLR offer someplace on the marketplace, you wouldn't. And that's really the point. Because again, people are going to see this at a glance and they're going to say, well, is that something I've seen before? Is that something I've had before? Is that something, so can I just dismiss it at a glance? If I can't, then I'll keep looking and then I'll decide whether or not I'm going to go ahead and opt into your list. Does that make sense? Are you getting that? If that makes sense to you, please put the number 1 in the question box if you get that. Just what I mean by making sure, I would not, for your opt-in offer, just use a squeeze page and just use the PLR as you get it. create something entirely new, even if you're using your old PLR. Turn it into something else. Maybe take 2 courses on Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat, and turn that into a social media course, right? And then create a new graphic and make sure that that's your opt-in offer, your exit pop. So when people click away from your sales page, they need to see something unique, they need to see something new, they need to see something that they haven't seen before, so they can't dismiss it. So if you get that, please put the number 2 in the question box. James's question is, should it be related to your offer? Yes and no. It doesn't have to be, right? Because at this point, if you think about it, I've left your site, and it wasn't. What you want me to do is opt in. So if we're talking about the make money online niche, it doesn't have to be specific. I would say then, let's say that you're selling PLR. You could sell PLR. Now that PLR would not have to be, let's say, on CPA marketing. It could be on something else. So if your offer was on Facebook, I mean, you could do something on Facebook ads. You could do something on YouTube ads. You could do something on Google ads, something like that. So if it's related, it could be, doesn't have to be directly related and tightly related. Does that make sense, James? It needs to be something that I can't dismiss when I first come to the page. Because for whatever reason, I decided I wasn't interested. You just need to capture the lead. Okay, so again, kind of going back to this point, then that squeeze page I just showed you, your squeeze page should have one thing on it, one offer, not several, not everything in life, no clocks, all that stuff. Right? Something really simple to understand. And it doesn't have to look like mine. It can, and matter of fact, it can be even simpler than mine is. I've still got too much stuff going on here, to be perfectly honest. Yours can be a lot simpler than this. All you want is to promise them something that looks really cool at first glance that they cannot dismiss, and then give them the opt-in. So that squeeze page needs to be in place. How many of you all have these pieces in place? And again, you don't have to answer that, but just think about that. Before you start executing anything, these things need to be in place. Your sales page, exit pop, and squeeze page, because the exit intent is going to lead to the squeeze page, and then your thank you page, right? Your thank you page is just going to tell people, hey, you know what? Check your email, right? And let's just take a look at that again. I want to make sure you kind of have this. Let's see. Something like, I don't know if this is my thank you page or not. Okay, no. Okay, yeah. Okay, something like this. So it's going to say check your email, right? Pretty much. You need to have a page. And again, you don't want to send people to your offer. You don't want to give them what you promised them on the thank you page. They need to go and opt in, confirm, and then once they confirm, they get sent the offer by your email. Okay, is everybody clear on that? That's really important, and a lot of times, marketers will miss that, and they'll give the prospect what they promised them too early in the process, and what happens is somebody opts out as soon as they get it. Right, and true enough, it may be the case they were going to opt out anyway, but at minimum, you want to have the chance to interact with them in the first email. Right, so that needs to be in place, that thank you page. And then lastly, remember the landing page needs to be in place. The landing page needs to be in place. That means that you're not just going to deliver the content to the people. Right, you're going to take them to a landing page on your site. That landing page should have the download link for whatever you promised them, but it should have your other stuff on there. Right, it should have your other offers on there. It should have a webinar on there. It should have whatever else you want people to be to think about on that landing page. So again, really subtle, but really important that you have those 5 things in place even before you start this process, because all of those little things are going to help you to collect leads. All those little things are going to help you to connect authors and make what I call residual sales. Sales that you didn't necessarily try to make directly, but happened because you were in the right place at the right time. Does that make sense? So if you get that, please put the number 2 in the question box if you understand that. Okay, very good. So that's what we talked about previously. So now let's talk about using your PLR to create rebrandable software. And we're going to be talking about using the rebrandable software on the Warrior Plus network in particular. And so the PLR that you have, it doesn't matter where you got it, right? In general, if you have PLR, it has an ebook and or a video course, you have enough. If it has stuff like cheat sheets, what else? Mind maps, lead gen material, all that stuff is the stuff that you need in order to create the rebrandable software, right? Because you want it to actually do something for you. Okay, so using your rebrandable software in the Warrior Plus network. Now we're using the Warrior Plus network, and I have talked about this before, mainly because Warrior Plus is going to send out an email to their entire network, right, based on keywords. Right, based on keywords. And so even if you don't have a list to get started, you are going to get traffic of people who are interested in making money online. How many of y'all understand that with Warrior Plus? So again, now let me say this, and I know I've said this on my Thursday night group. I want to say this to you also. This does not have to be your chosen niche, right? The make money online niche doesn't have to be your thing. You could be into small business, you could be into anything, but if you want to just kind of monetize what you know already, this is a way to do that, right? This is a way to do that. So again, you don't have to be married to this niche. You don't have to really do anything. All you really have to do is do a little bit of execution to kind of put some things in place so that you're monetizing what you bought already, right? Okay, so now we want to look to try to reach online marketers. That's other people like you and I. We want to try to reach those people. And they could be looking for anything. They could be looking for stuff on WordPress. They could be looking for stuff on CPA marketing. They could be looking for information on social media or SEO. It doesn't really matter. We want to sell to these people, right? We want to sell to these people. We want to sell to offline marketers, right? So I don't know, how many offline marketers do we have here? How many people here do we have that are selling right now to small business, whether it's services or products? If that's you, put the number 3 in the question box if that's you. Even if you do online marketing, you'd like to do offline marketing too. So if that's some of you, put a 3 in the question box. Okay, good. Okay, so we want to sell to those people. We want to sell to those people who do offline marketing. We want to do lead generation, right, on the Warrior Plus network, and we want to sell as an affiliate, right? We want to sell as an affiliate. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about taking your PLR and turning it into rebrandable software. Let's talk first about how you do it with Camtasia. I mentioned this briefly. There is in Camtasia 7 called the pack and show command, and then there's in Camtasia 8 called the smart player. Okay, and so I'm going to show you that here, and what you're going to do with that here in a minute. You can also use in Camtasia, you can do quizzing with hotspots, and what you're going to be doing is delivering this as an exe file. Let me show you this. Okay, I'm going to pull a project in here, and let's see. Now, this is a previous Camtasia project, and basically, let's say that what I was doing is, let's say that this was my PLR video, right? So all I'm doing here, this that I've captured here, that's something I recorded, but let's say that what I wanted to do was I wanted to turn my PLR into something, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete what's there. Okay, it's on the timeline. Let's see. I'm going to delete this from the timeline. I'm going to delete that for a second. And then I'm going to go and just grab a PLR video, right? So I'm going to import this media. And I don't know if I have a PLR product on here or not. I hope I do. Okay, here's something. No, that's not it. It's not going to help me. See, I just want to find something where I've got a PLR video here. Okay, this will do. This will do. Okay, so let's say that this is a PLR video that we got in one of our packages, right? And so we get that PLR. I'm going to have to wait until this kind of looks like Camtasia wants to lock up here. Let's hope we can kind of do this without locking up. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to act right for me here. Now let's close up Camtasia. A little too much for it. Let's see if we can get that back. Or maybe I can even open up Camtasia 7. Maybe I'll open up, see if we can open up Camtasia 7. Okay, same thing for Camtasia 7 for the most part. Camtasia 7 is actually even easier to use, even though it's an earlier version, but the concept's going to be the same. We're gonna save this as a file where we can actually use our PLR content as exe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Camtasia 7. I'm going to import some media here. Maybe I've got a video here. Right now, let's just say that this video that I just imported is part of your PLR videos. Everybody get that? What I mean by that? So you bought a PLR package. It's got video in it, right? So I just imported a video that I had on my hard drive. You would import your PLR video. Does everybody get that? Okay, so what we would be doing in Camtasia is we're going to actually add this to the timeline. And this one is not going to, maybe we've got too much bandwidth and it's just not going to act right. I'm going to try this once more. Let's try this once more. I really do want to show you this. Otherwise, I will have to do this with slides, which I don't want to do, but I will do if we have to. All right, so we're just going to import a video here. And then we're going to add that video to the timeline. Okay. Okay, so now in Camtasia, one of the things that we can do is we can actually save this as an exe file. And so when we do that, we can actually do a couple of different things with Camtasia. Number one, we can actually include some hotspots on top of the video. And then we can actually include a quizzing element. Right, and I'll kind of show you that here in a minute. So we're going to produce and share, and I'm going to do custom production settings. And I can actually click what's called SCORM, which allows me to do quizzes. Right? And so basically what I'm creating here is I'm creating something that's interactive, something that people have to click in order to move on to the next step. Now you might, that's not going to be helpful if you're trying to create something that you're going to be putting on YouTube, granted. But if you're going to deliver this file either on a CD or you're going to deliver this as an exe file to your customer, then all they're going to have to do is click the file to get access to these features where you've actually created quizzes, where you've actually created interactive video. And so basically, you're going to take the video that you have with your PLR, and at points where you want the user to click in order to go forward, you can stop the video. You can make them take action in it in order to go forward. There are all kinds of things you can do. Now, the point of me doing this is not necessarily to give you a lesson on quizzing, but to show you what we're going to be doing with this, and that is we're going to then post this to what's called a Camtasia Smart Player. Right, and that Smart Player is going to basically give us all of the. I'm not gonna go through that. It's going to give us a lot of files that we're going to use. I'm going to show you what that looks like here. And let's see. I'm going to get into that. Okay, so basically, if you can see here, this is a video file, and this video file has the MP4 in it, but it also has all these other files, and all these other files basically gives us a controller area where we can actually change this into an exe file and deliver it as a software file. Right, so we've done the same thing with Camtasia as we normally do. All we do is click one button, and basically we're creating a software file with this content. Okay, so if you're a Camtasia user and you get that, please put the number 3 in the question box if you understand that. If you need me to explain it to you, I'll explain it to you again. So what we're doing is we're taking our PLR video, we are re-rendering it inside of Camtasia, and we're taking these additional files and we're turning them into an exe file. Right, that's all we're doing. And we're going to deliver an exe file to the customer. Right, now, that's one way to do software. Another way to do it, it's pretty much similar. It's going to be able to use a program called Adobe Captivate. Adobe Captivate is a software simulation. I'm not going to try to open up that software on this call. It's way too memory intensive, but basically it's a way to create interactive video. There is a trial that you can try if that's what you want to do, and you can basically deliver that as an exe file. Okay, the exe file can be delivered to any kind of media, so you can put that on a CD, you can put it on a DVD, and you can put it on a thumb drive. Okay, now, so I want to show you the software dashboard system, and that's probably going to be the most recognizable to you, and probably the one that's been the most used, but it hasn't been used specifically in a lot of online situations. Now, I'm going to show you something here. And okay, so this is the offline, it's called Offline Software Blueprint because the guy who actually created the software is an offline guy. And basically he created this software so that he would be able to give software to his offline customers. He's also sold this to offline consultants. Now, fortunately for both you and I, he has not sold this a lot to online marketers. So I asked him, and I talked to him about letting you see it. Now, I'm going to show you here what it does. But first, before we do that, let's kind of talk about how it's used. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go into Warrior Plus. And we're going to go I'm going to go to one vendor, and then I'm going to another vendor. Okay, so I'm going to look at this one vendor in particular because I want you to see something here. Okay, so Okay, let's take a look at this software. It's had 100 sales, and basically, let's take a look at it. Okay, so basically, here's the software. It is, she calls it six-figure blueprint, video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4, video 5. And basically what it does is she adds in some bonuses here. And she's selling this for what? For free. Now, why do you think she's doing it for free? Why do you think she's giving the software away? So she can generate leads, exactly right. Now, the software application that she is using, and we can actually quite literally look at her entire, or hack her entire funnel, because what we could do is we could see, right, if we looked at, let's say, the sales page, we could say, we could get a good idea of what page builder she's using. So she's using a page builder called Commission Gorilla, right? Which is just another page builder. So this isn't rocket science. These graphics come from something called I think it's Mark Laughing Bird software. Okay, so I mean, she didn't throw it together, right? She definitely put some effort into this, but this is the software we just talked about, right? This is the software, the six-figure blueprint. And where do you think she's getting the content from? Right, so if you had to guess, where do you think she's getting the content from? Where are the videos coming from? Right, the videos are coming from PLR, exactly right. So what she's basically doing is she is putting in her software, and then she is loading it into Warrior Plus, and then she is putting together a sales page. Okay, now where are these bonuses coming from? Where do you think these bonuses are coming from? Bonuses are coming from PLR, exactly right. So is there anything here that you're looking at that you can't put together? No, because everything here is something that you have. So if we were to look at the statistics, right? If we were to look at the statistics, how many leads does she have as a result of putting that offer together? Right? If we were to look at the statistics, how many leads does she have as a result of that? Right? She's got over what? Over 100, right? Because this product sold, or technically, went 100 people took her up on her offer. Now, that means then that they're likely to be, let's see, what was the conversion rate? Conversion rate was 77%. So there are 23% of the people that did not take her up on her offer. Now, what do we do about those 23% who decide they're not going to take us up on their offer? What have we already talked about that we're going to do that will help us to capture those 23%? Right? Anybody? Exit pop, exactly. So we're going to have an exit pop on our sales page, so that when somebody comes to our sales page and they click away, what are they going to see? They're going to see our exit pop, and that exit pop is going to go where? Where's the exit pop going to send them? Right? Anybody? Once they click away from here, where's the exit pop going to send them? It's going to send them to where? Our squeeze page, right? And when we get to our squeeze page, what are we going to have on our squeeze page? We're going to have our best free offer, aren't we? So basically, the 23% that decide to click away from our free offer, we're going to give them a second free offer, and we're going to make it irresistible. And now you can kind of see, well, does it have to be related to this? Well, no, because if they click away from this, then what we want to do is we want to offer them something else, right? Does that make sense? So if you get that, please put the number 3 in the question box. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is we are trying to generate leads, right? We're trying to generate leads. Okay, so now let's take a look at the offer. Right now, how many of you all see an upsell in the offer? Right, so there's an upsell there, right? Right, so the upsell is what? It's $7. So so just about 100 people saw what? They saw an offer for $7. And what did they get? They didn't get any additional work. What they did is they got white label rights to what? The software. Right? They got white label rights to the software that was created with what? With PLR. And so basically, what she's doing is she is looking at, again, taking a PLR offer, turning it into software, sending people to a free offer, and then sending them immediately to a paid offer. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, rebrandable software, YouTube advertising. Some of you all may even have this PLR, right? YouTube advertising. What is this? Training guide, cheat sheet, mind map, resource guide, right? All stuff that comes in what? All stuff that comes in your PLR. Right now, what's the price? The price is what? 0, right, exactly. And so when they get to the offer, they're going to see what? They're going to see an offer, right, for $17. They're going to see another offer for $7, right, a downsell. Right, lots of ways for you to be able to generate leads as well as to make sales. You could probably offer this. You could probably offer this on the front end for $2 if you wanted to, or whatever the minimum is. And then you could upsell to $7. You can do whatever you want to do and test pricing. But basically what you're doing is you're taking your PLR and you're creating software, right? How do you create the software? Let's take a look at this again. I think I did this the other day. But all the software does, and I think I've got one where I've got at least one file open. I hope I've got the bandwidth to run this. Right, and so basically, all I'm really doing here, let me get rid of those buttons. Right now, what I'm doing here with this software is I'm putting in this background. Right, so let's see, I can change the background image. Let's say that I wanted to change this background image, and David actually gives a bunch of background images with this software. So let's just take a look at it for a second here. Right, so let's say that what I wanted to do is I wanted to do this one. Right, and so basically I can create the software this way. And so what I'm doing is I'm lining up the buttons, and I'm not going to do that here today. And then I'm going to decide on what I want that button to be. And maybe I want that button to open up into a PDF. Then I'm going to have the PDF to become the PDF document that I got with my PLR. Right? I can decide that I want this button 6, to be a special offer. Right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that opens into an internal browser to a web address where I want it to be. So what the software allows me to do is to create something that I can basically sell and to make rebrandable. And basically, this software is a way of restructuring and repackaging your PLR. And what you're going to do is you're going to come back here to Warrior Plus, and you're going to do the same thing Danny is doing. And she doesn't really do a whole lot of it anymore. You're going to do the very same thing. And you can do this with how many PLR offers? How many PLR offers could you do this with? Is it, I mean, as many as you could get the software created for, right? It would be unlimited. And so what you're trying to do here is you're trying to, again, all you're doing is monetization here. And again, I'm not telling you that you're going to be married to this niche. I'm just saying that if you got a bunch of PLR sitting around and you're trying to just kind of get something going, what you're doing is you're basically putting your foot in here so that stuff just starts working and you generate some leads. At minimum, let's say that all you wanted to do is sell affiliate products. Well, do you think the people that come to Warrior Plus want to buy affiliate products? Of course they do, right? They're here to make more money online, and that's the benefit of actually working here on Warrior Plus, right? Now, the other thing is that I'm going to show you this here in a minute. I want to open this up here. And let's see. I think I have, let's see, I don't know if I still have it. Okay. Everybody in Warrior Plus has marketplace alerts. Now, you may not have them, but you may. But basically what happens is that any of these marketplace alerts, what happens is they get sent to the people that have these things, they have these things noted, right? I have keyword alerts, right? Offline, PLR, resell, video, WordPress, YouTube. So anybody that has a product that is related to those things, they get sent to me, right? The last alert was sent to me at 9:05 a.m. So somebody put out a product at 9:05 a.m. and that email got sent to me regardless, right? That email got sent to me at 9:05. Somebody had something that went out on WordPress. That email got sent out to me at 7:30. Now, again, is that email always going to get answered? Well, no, but guess what? You are going to get some eyeballs on your offer. And when you get those eyeballs on your offer, what are you going to do? Remember, what's the sequence, right? The sequence is you're going to have something that's really cool, but if they decide they don't want it, and that cool thing is going to be kind of low in price, as low as you can make it. I think that in Warrior Plus, depending on how old your account is, it may be possible that I don't know if everybody can do a free offer. And James, you'll have to confirm that with me. But still, you can make this offer $2.95 if you wanted to, right? Because all you're really trying to do is collect a lead. And what happens if the person clicks away from your offer? They're going to get shown what? They're going to get shown a really cool what? Free offer. So what you're trying to do here is you were trying to obviously generate leads and send people into your list so that you can market to them. And you want to do this on autopilot. Is everybody getting this? So if you get the whole sequence, please put the number 4 in the question box. If you get the whole sequence. Right? Okay, good. Is everyone comfortable that you can execute this? Okay, if you're not comfortable with any one piece, please let me know now. Okay, is this something that you can do? Okay, so in other words, can you put together a squeeze page? Can you put together a simple sales page with some PLR? Right? Can you put together a squeeze page or a sales page with a screenshot of your software? And again, all you're really doing is putting together a funnel, and you're going to keep working with this until you find out what works. Right? You've got to play around with the keywords. But again, we're not talking about spending any money here. Right? We're talking about making sure that we find an audience. And when that audience clicks away from our offer, we're going to try to capture them as a lead. And then once we capture them as a lead, we're going to market to them. right? And then as we find out what's working and we get something working on one offer, what are we going to do then? We're going to what? We're going to put another offer in place, right? We're going to continue to put offers in place with what? How many pieces of PLR are we going to use? All of it, right? All of it. You know, as soon as you get a piece of PLR, I would, as I said, I would change the name of it. I would change the form of it. I would create something, and then I would have this creating leads for me, right? Immediately, right? Immediately when you buy something, right? Because again, you're only limited by your creativity, right? You don't even have to be you don't even have to be all that creative to do this, right? You don't have to be that creative to do this. So are there any questions? Any questions? Okay, so let's kind of continue on here. Helen, I think the offline software blueprint is the software is $247. David's given me a coupon for a little while for $100. So I think it's $147 with my coupon. I've got a link here that I'll give you here at the end, and he's given me a coupon for a limited time. Okay. All right, so that's David's site. I mean, he's got all the um, the resources and all the tutorials and all that other stuff. He's got a bunch of tutorials and templates in here, right? So I mean, you could probably go buy the software elsewhere, but you can't buy David's templates as well as his training. And the training is fantastic. Well, I took the training myself. Okay. Okay, so they're the reusable templates. Of course, we talked about it uses your PLR. You're creating software that opens into PDFs, locks content, is password protected, and opens into a website. We just talked about how we can do lead generation. The offline method is basically that, you know, let me show you. I want to take a minute I want to take a minute and show you what David's doing himself, right? So let's take a look and see what David's doing himself. Because you might say, well, yeah. So let's just kind of check up on David. see what he's doing. Okay, so Search Lab Media. And I'm going to open up what he's done recently. Okay, so this he just did in February. Right, let's see. All right, this is something he did in February. And let's look at the sales page. Okay, what's the software? Okay, same software, guys. That's the same software. He's using it himself, right? Getting right on Warrior Plus. Now you know obviously Dave's got a list, and he's got a list of offline people, but he's not doing this in the online space, right? And so what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get something where you can use your PLR to build up your list, and so that you can start creating things that you want to sell, right? You may not necessarily be a software person, but you're building your list of people who want to make more money online. Dave is building his with people who want to be offline consultants, right? But he's did this real estate, and he continues to do this, right? And I'm going to take a look and see how many of these he sold. How many did he sell of these? I think he sold something like 500 of them, right? Now, again, David's got a list. I understand that. But if you look at his stuff, I mean, he continues to do this stuff, Mobile software, whatever that is, right? Online marketing tutorial videos, PLR software. This is when he tried to cross over into our space. Right now, here's an offline marketer that came over into our world. Again, offline. He did. These are online marketing. What's a domain name? What's FTP? That's not offline marketing. That's our stuff, right? But this is the same software though, right? He just came right over here to sell it. And again, I wouldn't expect that you or I would have the same success he would have, but people are interested in it, right? He did this in November, right? Online, did that in July of 15. He did offline business videos in November of 2016, right? Did the real estate software in February, right? And all that is where is it? Not this. It's not that one. Well, I don't know what I did with that page. But all it is this same software, right? That he's kind of put together here, right? It's the same thing. And so he's got his own tutorials on how to use it, how to put together the whole thing. So let's kind of go back to this here. The sales method. Okay, so the sales method is you can do that. We just saw that. So basically, what are you doing? You're gonna either get free leads or, I mean, look, you can try a $2 offer and then upsell into a $7 offer or upsell into a $17 offer, right? You keep trying the offers that are going to work. But what you're seeing here, if you're going to really hack the funnel, and you're gonna try to I wouldn't say copy, but you want to see what's working and try to do a slight variation on what you think might work. If you want to make sales with this on the front end, right, you're going to make that offer low as possible. Okay, now the affiliate method is really cool, and it is something that I haven't really seen a lot of people do. Now, it's a lot of work, and some of you all may have seen me do it. And one of the reasons why I don't do it as much is because my daughter doesn't have time to do it. But here's what you're going to do with the affiliate method. Number one, you're going to find out early from an affiliate from a PLR affiliate. You're going to promote their product, but you got to get it early. And sometimes it's hard to get people to give you the offer early. You tell them, hey, you know what, I'm going to be promoting your offer, and I need to get a lead. I need to get it early, right? And the reason you want to get it early is why? Why do we want to get the product before it launches? Why do we want to get their product before it launches and we're going to promote? Why do you think? What are we going to do with it once we get it? We're going to create our bonus. Exactly right, James. What's our bonus going to be? What's our bonus going to be? Our bonus is going to be the software. Exactly right. And so what we're going to do, we're going to get their PLR, and we're going to create what? We're going to create software with it, and we're going to give it to the people as a bonus who are buying the software, so they can use the software and they can give it to their customers. Right, so it's basically like a custom install. And so now, what I'll tell you is that typically what happens is a PLR person is running up to the last minute before the launch, and they don't normally have it ready. Right, sometimes you can get it ahead of time, and so the only reason I haven't done this is because typically I'd have to stay up all night. Because they'll get it to me, you know, the launch is at 9, they'll get it to me at 3 in the morning, and then I got to stay up all night in order to create the software. And, you know, that's not what I want to do all the time. But whenever they get it to me early, one bonus, a really high value bonus to me, is that I'm going to create the software with the actual PLR, right? Because typically what somebody could do if they took my bonus is they could go straight to Warrior Plus with that bonus. Now, the way I want you to think about this is that think of yourself as the affiliate, right? You're going to think of yourself as the affiliate, and what you're going to tell your customers is what? What are you going to tell your customers is your bonus? What's your bonus for being an affiliate of the PLR product? What's your bonus? Your bonus is you're going to create the software, and if they buy the PLR through your affiliate link, what are you going to give them? You're going to give them what? The software, right? The software is going to be the software you created. So yeah, James, yeah. So let's say that somebody has a launch, it's PLR launch. You're going to promote that launch as an affiliate, and what you're going to do is you're going to become their affiliate, and you're going to give the software as a bonus to your customers, right? Now that's one way to do it. That's the affiliate method. You can do that. Now again, that's a lot of work as an affiliate. It's a whole lot easier if you just buy your own copy and then go to Warrior Plus. Right? So I mean, it's a lot of work to sell somebody else's product. That's one of the other reasons why I don't do it. You would be better served to buy the PLR, create your own software, and go straight to Warrior Plus. Right now, obviously you're benefited if you know a little Photoshop. You can take the you can change the software. You can change the look of the software based on the template, right? So, for example, what changes the look of the software is going to be this, right? The background image. So if I change the background image, right, that's going to change the look of the software. Let's see. That's the same thing. Let's see. Right, so that changes the look. Right, so basically what you're doing is you're taking your PLR and you're changing the form of it, and you're making it more valuable, right? Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, a couple of checkpoints. Make sure you have exit pop on your sales page, right? That's checkpoint one. Make sure you have your very best opt-in offer, because remember, if people don't want it when they see the sales page, they get to see, your your best offer. Make sure your software is tested before you give it away. Make sure you have the rights in your content. So make sure you have the rights to use the content that way. Test your offers, right? The first one you do is probably not going to work. It's probably not going to work, right? If you get some leads, great, but keep testing it and tweaking it until you can get it to work. Make sure you're following up with your leads. I mean, those of you who are a little sheepish about writing every day, get over it. Right? Start. As a matter of fact, if you're not writing an email to your subscriber list every day, I can almost tell you out of sight, out of mind. Right? And most of us think you're going to irritate people to death, and you might irritate a lot of people, but I can guarantee you that if you're not writing every day, you're going to get forgotten. Right? Okay, make sure you're testing your paid offer. make sure you are surveying your buyers. Okay, let's see. So the dashboard software is at superfastaction.com/Dave. My special code is Fight On. Now I'm going to go out with this to the entire community, probably with the webinar I did the other day, either tomorrow or the day after. Right? But you guys have obviously you're in the course. You know, they will not know the method, you know, right? But I will be going out with this to the entire group. Okay, so let me see your questions. About see, I'm using ClickFunnels. Is that better than putting everything in the website? It is for membership sites, Sue. Yes, right. It's better for membership sites. I must confess. Now again, I don't do any of the work with that. Sydney does all the work. So I say it's easier, but she's kind of really the guru behind some of that stuff. Is there something better than Grammarly for spelling and grammar? No, actually, there isn't. I think that's about the best there is. There's something called Hemingway or something that I've heard good things about, but Grammarly I've heard is the best. All right, any other questions? Hey, does everybody understand the sequence? Right? Does everybody understand this Warrior Plus sequence? If you understand it, even if let's say you don't feel like you'd have to go over this a couple of times, do you understand it? So if you understand it at least, put the number 5 in the question box. Okay, so you're making a free offer. You're going to generate some leads. If people click away from your sales page, what's going to happen? What's going to happen if they don't like your offers? Somebody tell me. So if they click away from your sales page, what should happen? If you're doing this whole thing right. They get the exit pop, exactly right, Helen. So when they get sent away from the exit pop, what do they get sent to? Right, you get them on their list, but how do they get it? They get sent to a squeeze page. Exactly, James. What's on that squeeze page? What's on that? Your best opt-in. Exactly right. And so once they get opted in, they're going to get sent to a thank you page. What's the thank you page going to say? What's your thank you page going to say? It could say, right, it could be an upsell for more offers. Exactly. When they get your opt-in in the email, are they going to get a PDF, or what kind of link are they going to get in your email? What kind of link do they get in the email when they confirm? Where do we send them? Where do we send them? We send them to a landing page, right? We don't just give them the link. We send them to a landing page where they get the link. Why? Because we want to do what? Because we want to show them more of our stuff. Right? So when and also, listen, let me tell you something else about this. One of the other reasons why you want to give people a link to your website and not just a link to the download is because this is better for your email deliverability. Right? So I would not be putting zip files in my emails. Don't, as a matter of fact, don't do it. Send people to a landing page on your website, because the spam filters will look at that as you're a legit emailer. You're not just trying to give people some kind of virus or download. You're sending people to your website, right? Your trusted website. So that's another reason why, as an email marketer, you want to be sending people to a landing page. So even when they confirm, do not send them to a PDF. Do not send them to a zip file. Deliver to them to a landing page on your website. And that's where the download's going to be. That is very important, because you will be surprised as to how many of your emails will end up in the spam box if you start sending people zip files and PDF files. Well, lead pages, if it is a domain, if it's leadpages.net, and it is a straight up web page, yes. but that's fine. As a matter of fact, yeah, I would say lead pages is fine, Sue. That's fine to send them in that email. But on that landing page should be your download. Just don't put the download in the email, right? Don't give a direct link to the download. All right, any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, everybody. What I think everything is in the members area that except for this webinar. And what I'm going to do is I will bundle this up and I will put that there also. Let's see. Can the software created in Camtasia be presented without the offline program? Yeah. So in other words, can you create an exe file in Camtasia? Yes. It would take some work to do it. It would take some work to do in order to show the visual, but you could do an interactive video, right? What you can do in Camtasia is an interactive video. Yep, I get it. I get it, Helen. Yep, I totally get it. What you could do, and I may do a tutorial on this at some point, or I may do a course on this, which is how to do interactive video. Right, but what you would do is you can make clickable links inside of the video and do quizzes, and that's what you could do inside of Camtasia. You can also do that inside of Adobe Captivate. Now, Adobe Captivate is really more made for that than Camtasia, but Camtasia can do it. So yeah, so if you wanted to just kind of get going on the process, Helen, right? I wouldn't hesitate to put some stuff together with Camtasia. Right? You're gonna create some active video. Yep, right on. All right, any other questions? Well, everybody, it's been a pleasure working with you and starting from scratch. Our next product upcoming is called the Print on Demand Playbook, and it's coming up on March 31st. If you are an Ultimate Insider, that's going to be inside of the membership, and I'll tell you more about what Print on Demand Playbook will be as time goes forward. So be on the lookout for the Print on Demand Playbook. Once again, Ultimate Insiders, don't look to buy it. It's going to be in your membership. And we will be talking to you. Also, to the insiders, we will be meeting on Thursday evening at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So with that, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.